What's going on YouTube? It's Katie here bringing you some more Series 9 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Once again, we are using this Hawlucha team that I built for the Victory Road qualifier. So this is a pretty flexible team that focuses on weakness policy Hawlucha, but also has a pivot mode to Trick Room using Comfy. So what's really cool about it is that you have Hawlucha, which is pretty anti-meta, but you can also freely switch and suddenly your team functions really well under Trick Room. There is that Torkoal Venusaur option, which has been just such a threat during Series 8 and is still a threat now. You do have Swampertz, particularly because of the fact that this team doesn't really have the best answer into Metagross, and Swampertz really is going to be that for you. It also does have Brick Break because screens are incredibly prevalent in the format, and being able to not only deal with threats but get rid of screens quickly is something that Swampertz does really well. This team does have the ability to stall out really well, particularly thanks to Comfy with its incredible ability to heal, and also just the pretty intense bulk on a lot of these Pokemon. So hopefully we can get some cool wins with this team and show it off, and yeah, the rental code is included, and let's just hop right into the first game. Alright, game number 1, and it is a Glastrier, Incineroar, Regieleki with Landorus, Urshifu, and Celesteela. I do actually really like Torkoal Venusaur here. It does deal with a good portion of their team. Yeah, Torkoal Venusaur, it feels so strong. Because even, they don't actually have a Trick Room. That's interesting, because I was going to say, even if they Trick Room, Torkoal can deal with Glastrier. So I do actually like Torkoal Venusaur. Hawlucha is also really tempting. The issue, though, no, I like Swampertz. I think Swampertz deals with Incineroar. It stops Regieleki. It deals with Landorus pretty well. Urshifu is a little bit scary, but that's fine. Probably Comfy. Comfy is the last one. The Celesteela is fairly scary, but I think this team works well because of the fact that if need be, if like push comes to shove, I can pivot to Trick Room and really rely on Torkoal. It is unfortunate that their team is so physical, so the Assault Vest on Torkoal really isn't going to do too much, but yeah, let's see. I think, I'm trying to think what. Celesteela definitely scares me, but I think just Venusaur immediately because of the fact that they don't have any sort of weather control. It just is such a strong option into their team. So they're going to lead with Glastrier and Landorus. Okay, so a little bit tricky. Okay, so they do have weather control because they can very easily just max Hailstorm. So what if I'm my opponent? They're going to max Hailstorm into Venusaur, and then I mean, one of these things is going to max. And so the question is what? Eruption is tempting. I could... What do I have in the back? I don't... What? Max Swampert? Is there any... That's the thing. Like, I could just go for the Sleep Powder, but I don't necessarily know... I mean, I do get a guaranteed hit off with Venusaur, so I'm going to... What? Vine Lash into... Glastrier? I'm gonna Vine Lash in. Actually, I'm gonna Vine Lash into, what's it called? Into Landorus. So, I don't necessarily know if this was the best play. It might have been better to Sleep Powder turn 1, but I think what I was afraid of was if I get that call wrong, I potentially lose Venusaur, and like Swampert, I don't know. Swampert can't really do much as a max, but I think, let's see, if I can get Torkoal to live, so they're gonna max as well. I argue I could have switched out Torkoal. I think I should have actually switched out Torkoal into Swampert. So they're gonna max Glastrier. So what I'm hoping for a max guard. I'm hoping for a max guard from Glastrier, and then get the damage onto Landorus. Let's see. So they are going to... Okay, so they're not max guarding. We're gonna connect with Landorus. Landorus does live, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think what? Rock Slide and then... Oh, Stone Edge. Wow. Torkoal does hold on. And then, yep, Hailstorm into Venusaur. That is going to, let's see, 310 down to 0. Okay. That just immediately takes out Venusaur. The issue is if this eruption triggers weakness policy on their Glastrier. Because now, while it is 3-3, they still do have 2 turns of max, and they just got an attack boost from Glastrier. So this eruption's not going to do that much. It does actually a little bit more than I expected. So Landorus goes down. I feel like at this point Torkoal really isn't going to be too much of a threat for them. So I think bring out Swampert. Hope they target into Swampert, which lets me swap out to Comfey and then try and get a Trick Room up. I think that's going to be my best option, is if I can get Comfey next to Swampert. I can get Torkoal next to Swampert. Okay, so they're going to bring out Incineroar, which, I still think I should swap out. They're going to, I think, still try and swap out Comfey, and then probably Protect. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Protect. I think this is tricky because Incineroar can carry Taunt, and that's going to really dictate how this next turn goes, because I probably, do I think that I can? No, because this Swampert is slower than standard Incineroar. So I could Protect with it. I could Protect to... Okay, yep. So they're going to hit into Swampert. You're going to... Max Quick into Torkoal. Very smart. So Comfey is going to... Comfey lives, which is huge. And now I can Protect the Comfey. 49. So... yeah, this is hard. I think we do get a decent chunk with Vine Lash. It is gonna slowly whittle them away. I think protect Comfey, because they're probably gonna double up into it. And I don't think people expect Comfey to carry Protect. So protect the Comfey, and then I could Scald Glastrier. I think I'm going to Scald Glastrier with the hope of getting the burn, because I think if we can burn it, it'll be a really good position overall. Not overall, it's actually still a pretty bad position. But just getting as much... Okay, yeah, so they're going to switch out Incineroar. So their last one is Celesteela. So Torkoal is actually... If I can bring out Torkoal under Trick Room, which I doubt, I'd actually need to hit the burn. I'd need to hit this and get a burn. And yeah, we're not going to get it. They're going to Quake into the Comfey slot. Yep, as expected. Comfey is going to live, but I can't reliably heal Comfey enough to the point where it matters. Yeah, there's no out at this point, because I either sacrifice, or actually I can swap out Swampert to Torkoal, and then Floral Healing the Torkoal that way, and then we are getting decent chip on Glastrier, and I think it probably has a Lumberry. So yeah, I'm gonna Floral Healing onto Swampert, and I'm going to swap out into Torkoal with the hope, we can boost it up. And what I'm hoping is they go for a Protect, expecting that Comfey will just go down. Well, no, they can't just go for a Protect in the event that just gives me a free Trick Room. So we do bring out Torkoal, and yeah, we are going to be able to get off that heal onto Torkoal, which gets it into a pretty decent spot. And now Okay, so they're gonna flash cannon, and then they honestly might just go for what is it called? Go for the max quake move, or not the high horsepower into Torkoal, and then what? Okay, so Life Orb on Celestial. So yeah, that Icicle Crash, and they do miss on Torkoal, which is a decent deal. We are gonna get a decent amount of chip with Swamp with the Vine Lash, so we can bring out Swampert, and then at this point, what we Torkoal can't protect because it has the Assault Vest, so I can. I think I. I think I go for Scald onto Glastrier. It might be Weakness Policy, which is kind of my best hope. And I think they're going to target into me, so Burning Jealousy. I guess I go for Burning. Eruption is tempting. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for Burning Jealousy. I feel like they're gonna have at least one thing target into Torkoal, and if Torkoal goes under half, okay, so they're gonna Air Slash, hoping for a flinch. Wow, that did a lot more than I would have liked. Swampert is gonna get the Scald. Let's see if it picks up the burn. It is not, and then they're gonna high horsepower into Torkoal. Yeah, that was definitely the right call, because now I have Torkoal versus. I mean not Torkoal. I have Swampert versus 3 Pokemon, and they just got an attack boost on Glastrier. So, not really much that I can do. I can what? I can double burn. But if Celesteela has Leech Seed, it doesn't look like it does. So this actually, oh wow, just kidding. That did way more. Is this probably modest max special attack, and then yeah, that close combat's gonna finish me off. That was definitely really tough. I think my opponent found a really good lead and was able to easily get their footing, and I think I should have played around Glastrier a lot better and probably tried to focus my max on beating that. But I mean, it is what it is. I will just keep that in mind, and as always, just like keep pressing forward. All right, game number 2. So this is a pretty standard team. It's Kartana with Tapu Fini, Incineroar. You have Porygon. What is it called? Togekiss and Vikavolt. I actually just really like Torkoal Venusaur once again. Yeah, I mean it's such a powerful option. Torkoal Venusaur. They do have Porygon, so I am tempted to bring. I mean, I already have Torkoal. They don't really have a good answer into both of these. Glastrier. I mean, it is scary though. Actually, it is a little bit scary because of Kartana. But even if Kartana air slashes, I do have Koba, so that should be fine. Vikavolt, yeah, I think they're always picking one target, and then Comfey is great. I want to bring Hawlucha. Do I want to bring Hawlucha? Hawlucha is tempting, but I think because of Incineroar, Glastrier might be the better option. If I can get Glastrier on a Trick Room, I feel really confident about it. Yeah, let's go with Glastrier for this game to give myself really that flexibility of if I want to not go for it or go for it. What is scary is the Togekiss, but I do have Max Ooze. And so I guess the fear is a double up into Venusaur. But even then, yeah, let's see what they lead with. I think their lead is going to be such a huge part of how this game goes out. But I don't really see Torkoal Venusaur being bad into any of their leads. Okay, so they're gonna lead Kartana and Incineroar. So actually, what they're going to most likely do is they're going to fake out into Torkoal and they're going to air slash into Kartana. So I think, yeah, and I can't put Kartana to sleep. I think protect the Venusaur turn 1 to stop Kartana, because I don't. Let's still go for the Eruption in the event that they don't do anything, and then I'm gonna max guard. Do I want to max guard? I could. what? I could try and bring out Comfy. I could just switch to Comfy, honestly. And then hopefully I don't take too much from Kartana to the point where I can set up Trick Room. Yeah, because let's see if I can get Trick Room off with Comfy. I think I'd be in a really good position. What is nice is I still think this is tricky. Okay, so they're gonna actually withdraw Kartana, which is really good. And then and they're even better. They're gonna bring out Tapu Fini. So I don't. This is actually hard now because I am tempted to. Oh, they're just gonna Flare Blitz into Venusaur, and Comfy is going to. Interesting. They are going to let the Torkoal get off an Eruption, and that's gonna do a pretty decent chunk. Actually, I think now what I do want to bring out Venusaur. I think Venusaur is such a powerful option. So worst case, they're going to Muddy Water. I think Venusaur for sure, and then I could Draining Kiss. I'm going to Protect. I think at worst, they're going to Calm Mind with the Fini, and I'd much rather use Comfy to restore any HP Venusaur loses, because I'm not really, even if their Fini gets to +1, I still think a Gmax Vine Lash should do a sizable chunk. And I do expect Fini to Calm Mind here. Yep, there's the Calm Mind. And so that's going to let me get off a pretty safe Vine Lash if they go for another Flare Blitz. Oh yeah, and they're gonna taunt into Comfy. So I think at this point this is a really safe opportunity just to go for what is it called, the Vine Lash, Gmax Vine Lash into Tapu Fini, and then I'm gonna swap back out to Torkoal, because then what? Even if they bring out Kartana, I'm not actually super worried, because Kartana doesn't have the highest special defense, and this is gonna be a max move with Stab. So yeah, it's incredibly strong. It'll start to get a really good amount of chip onto the Incineroar, will most likely trigger its berry, but I think being able to bring out Torkoal next to Venusaur once again will really make a big difference. And then, okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring out the Torkoal, and then are they going to switch out as well? Yep, they're going to switch out Tapu Fini, most likely. Bringing out Kartana, which is fine by me. I think that, double switch. So their last one is a Porygon 2. That's actually really interesting. So they're going to bring out Porygon 2. I'm not actually worried about this that much, because even if they set up Trick Room, I do have Torkoal and Glastrier, which functions so well under it. And Glastrier is slower than Porygon, so it'll move first, and then I can stop it from basically recovering off all the damage. So we're gonna get a Vine Lash off. Let's see how much it does. Wow. Okay, so probably Assault Vest Kartana is what I'm thinking. We are gonna get the Vine Lash off. The big question though is what are they gonna go for? I'm tempted to max Ooze the Porygon. Let's max Ooze the Porygon and then Eruption with Torkoal, because I think the target. Oh, they're gonna just switch. Interesting. So they're gonna bring out Incineroar, which I think makes sense. We're gonna get the Ooze damage onto Porygon. I'm trying to figure out what my opponent is playing for here. Are they? They could be Eerie Impulse with Porygon 2. That's the only thing that I think would make sense at this point, is that their Eerie Impulse, that crit probably actually really mattered. Yeah, if they're Eerie Impulse, they're trying to lower. Yeah. Oh, and they're Eerie Impulsing into Torkoal, which actually does make a ton of sense, given the fact that they have Kartana. So they want to limit the damage output there. And yeah, that's a really big deal that Porygon lives. I think with the berry, though, not the berry, with the Vine Lash, I don't think it'll go down. I think it'll be very close. So Porygon is going to. Oh, it lives at like 1. Um, hmm. I still think what they have Feeny and Kartana. I think go for an ooze into Porygon to get it back to neutral, and then let's body press the Incineroar. I don't actually know. Yeah, Incineroar is so hard because there's so many different sets that exist, and it's hard to know like which one it is. So we're gonna max ooze, but I think if they flare blitz into the what is it called, into the Venusaur, I think yeah that should put it in recoil range for. Um, oh, they're gonna parting shot. Interesting. Let's see if they bring out Kartana here. I think if they bring out Kartana, it'll really depend on how many turns of Sun are left. Oh, they're gonna bring out Tapu Fini. Not the best, for sure, because we're just gonna body press into it. So we do get the body press off. Fini is going to take a little chip. Ooh, yeah, the sunlight fades. So now what? Kartana is going to be faster. Fini is going to take a sizable chunk. And what? They can max Airstream with Kartana. They do still have Incineroar. This is tricky. The sun disappearing is hard. Yeah, especially because Venusaur doesn't carry Protect. But what this is hard because if they're gonna bring out Incineroar, which I think is definitely a good play. And now because what they can actually very easily fake out into the Venusaur. Yeah, fake out into Venusaur to let the Tapu Fini set up Calm Mind. But I'm still going to Sludge Bomb into the slot, and I'm going to switch Torkoal out to Comfy. Because then what I can do is I can basically I'm trying to reset the sun, and I don't think Incineroar should be able to one-shot Venusaur without the sun unless it's incredibly attack invested. In which case, if it's incredibly attack invested, it does actually become really difficult. But I think, yeah, swapping Torkoal to Comfy, which basically will force me to bring back. You're going to fake out into the Venusaur slot, and you're going to Calm Mind with Tapu Fini. Oh, you're going to Muddy Water. That's actually really smart too, because you're trying to get the accuracy drop onto Venusaur, and you are not going to get it. Nice. So that's a big deal. We are going to be able to reset the sun with Torkoal switching in. And now the question is, do I think my opponent is going to Flare Blitz and protect? I'm gonna make a read. I'm gonna Earth Power into Incineroar, predicting they're gonna go for a protect with Tapu Fini. Yeah, I think they're gonna protect Tapu Fini and try and Flare Blitz with Incineroar. Either way, Incineroar doesn't have Protect, and Venusaur is at +2, and it'll be Stab. So that's... I still think this is the best case scenario. And we are going to see, Protect Tapu Fini. And now this should one-shot the Incineroar with Earth Power, which is... Yeah, the Incineroar is going to go down, and now it is going to be Kartana next to the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini should get one shot by Sludge Bomb, and then I think, what is it called? A Burning Jealousy from Torkoal should finish off Kartana. Yeah, so this Sludge Bomb is super safe, and then Eruption onto both. It'll be a single target. Oh, did I do Eruption? I meant Burning Jealousy, but what? They're gonna max Kartana. They could target Torkoal. I think them targeting Torkoal isn't unheard of. But very interesting. They're targeting Fini for the max. Okay, but like I said, this is a +2 Sludge Bomb, and not a lot of Venusaurs carry it. And yeah, that is close. Kartana's going to Aerial Ace into Venusaur. Venusaur is going to hopefully, yeah, take nothing from that. But now what? Yeah, you're going to max Geyser into, yep, into Torkoal. This is tricky now. This is actually a lot more tricky than I thought. Torkoal takes it really well, and that is thanks to that Assault Vest. And I think then what I can do is, let's see, Torkoal, Eruption into Kartana is going to finish it off. And now it is a 4v1 versus an almost dead Tapu Fini that cannot deal with Venusaur. And yeah, I can easily ooze the next turn, switch out into Glastrier, and then that should be game. So, or not ooze, I can Sludge Bomb here, and then I can swap out. I'll swap out into Glastrier just to just to preserve the 4-2. Yeah, battle is canceled. I think that really kind of shows how powerful Torkoal Venusaur is, even in this set where my opponent really had no good answers to it, and I think they switched around a lot, and that let me also really set up and take advantage of how bulky this team is. So yeah, we do see pretty standard set on Kartana, nothing beyond the ordinary. We have leftovers on Tapu Fini, yeah, very standard Combine set. Oh, actually not standard Combine set, it is max attack defense, or HP defense. We do have that Incineroar, yeah, with Fake Out Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, and Taunt. I feel like Taunt has become very, very common on Incineroar, which makes Comfy a little bit tricky. They have, yeah, Eerie Impulse, I think was a smart play, but I don't know if the crit mattered, but I think it did. I'm shocked they didn't bring Togekiss. I think that could have really done some work if the right setup was present, and then they had Vikavolt, which also, I think there's arguments to be made for a different 4, but I understand why my opponent picked theirs. But yeah, that's cool, and with that being said, let's just move to the third one. Cool, moving things right along, and we are in battle number 3. Interesting. So it is a Dusclops Lapras with Moltres, Glastrier, Rillaboom, and Raichu. It is tricky. I feel like my opponent has to lead with Moltres. I could Trick Room. I could Trick Room, but then what? Like that Lapras, that Lapras is hard. I do have Swampert. I do have Swampert with Brick Break, so I'm tempted Hawlucha Comfy, actually. I think Hawlucha Comfy is probably my best bet. The fear is Raichu going for whatever it goes for, but I do like Swampert. I could lead with Swampert. No, I wanna preserve that. I'm gonna go with these two. I'm gonna go with Swampert in the back, and then let's go with Glastrier. There is a really big argument to be made for Torkoal over Glastrier. I'm gonna actually go with Torkoal over Glastrier. Yeah, because Torkoal has an Assault Vest to deal with Moltres. It can deal with Rillaboom. It can deal with Glastrier. It can deal with Raichu. It does struggle with Lapras, but I think changing the weather is also really big. So yeah, let's see. I think leads are very big, but I think that Moltres makes the most sense. Oh, they're gonna go with Lapras Raichu. Okay. I don't actually know the calcs against Lapras, but I'm gonna max Rockfall the Lapras and Draining Kiss into Hawlucha. I'm not super worried about. I think I'm just gonna use Hawlucha more as chip damage because of the fact that I'm not actually super worried about the resonance because of the fact that I do have Swampert. So if I can stall out this max, Swampert handles the Raichu and the Lapras so well, and so what I'm thinking is I trigger Policy first turn, deal a bunch of damage with Rockfall onto Lapras, and then try and set up Trick Room. Yeah, I think Trick Room might actually be the better option for turn 2, depending. Let's see how much it does, because I do want to set it up, and I think it'll really, really be beneficial. But the question is, how is it going? Oh, they could fake out into Comfy. Yeah, that's actually what I'm afraid of. If they fake out into Comfy, and then Lapras is weakness policy. That's actually the really big fear. How do I... That's actually a really legitimate fear, is if they go for fake out into Comfy, which... Actually, oh no, what am I saying? Comfy... Yeah, Draining Kiss is higher priority, so we're going to get off my weakness policy there. Oh, so they didn't... Oh, I mean, yeah, it makes sense not to go for fake out. Wow. That is almost a knockout onto Lapras with Hawlucha. So what I'm hoping... Okay, that is actually really tricky now. They are policy, but they're going to Volt Switch into... Oh, they're going to Volt Switch to trigger their own policy. But what, the Lapras is so weak at this point that... Oh, they can actually just set up Trick Room for me. They're going to find my berry. Yeah, because there's no way I live this resonance from what is it called? Lapras. Yeah, but we are gonna get Chip onto it with the Sandstorm. So now the question is, yeah, because I think if I can I don't think Swampert outspeeds Lapras. I should have made this thing faster. We are going to see... Yeah, I think though that a Brick Break should finish off the Lapras. I think protect with Comfy and then Brick Break into Lapras. Yeah, Comfy's almost at full. So we do get the special defense boost onto Swampert, and they don't really have anything super good onto it. Yeah, let's see. They're probably going to max Geyser. So the thing is, like, I need to live. If I live, that's huge, because then I can get rid of their max, I can get rid of their resonance, and I can set up a way for Torkoal to sweep if they set up the Trick Room with Dusclops. That was really smart. That was actually incredibly smart on their part. They're going to now... Yep, they're going to set up Trick Room, which is actually fine by me, because their Lapras is continuing to take residual chip damage. And so it's getting pretty low, to actually the point where I think Comfy can take it out. I think, yeah, just Brick Break and Draining Kiss onto Lapras. I think it's fine just to double target it. I don't think Comfy can, unfortunately, finish it. But I mean, this is a really... Oh, that's actually perfect, because now Swampert can Brick Break as long as Swampert lives. Dusclops is going to... Oh, that was a really smart ally switch. Because now, yeah, I don't break. Okay, good to know that their Dusclops does have ally switch. They're going to get off the Geyser into Comfy. Oh, Comfy is going to go down. So is their Lapras, but that's fine because Torkoal will now be the fastest thing on the field, and it can pretty safely go for, yeah, a max eruption. Should just do a ton. And now it's just this game of ally switch of do I think the Torkoal, do I think the what, Scald? No, I can't Scald right now. I have to Earth Power into Dusclops, and I have to go for Eruption. Yeah, this is actually tricky. Lapras, yep, the Protect is expected. Eruption is going to... Let's see how much it does into Dusclops. It's going to do... Yeah, nothing, because of the fact that... oh, wow. Are they reversing the Trick Room? They're reversing the Trick Room. Very smart. That's actually a really good play on their part. Now, do I expect them to ally switch again? I think they're... I'm going to predict the ally switch. And then... Eruption? Yeah, let's go for that. They didn't ally switch. That's bad. Oh, man. Yeah, that was that was an incredible prediction on their part. Yeah, at this point, I can't really do much because I think, yeah, that ally switch is so hard to play around. Because I can Earth Power here, and they have the option to ally switch every time. They can Nightshade me for guaranteed damage. Yeah, and if they have Rillaboom, they're in good shape. So, that's a little bit tricky. I think the Protect really kind of sealed the deal. Oh, and they have Freeze Dry, even better. So, oh wow, because yeah, I was at +2. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, my opponent really outplayed me. I think if I had gotten off the, what is it called, the Brick Break, I think it would have been a much better situation. But I mean, that's fine. Yeah, you live and you learn. And with that being said, let's just play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and this is an interesting team. It is what, Blaziken, Altaria, with Tapu Koko, Rillaboom, Urshifu, and Regieleki. Yeah, this is tricky. I do actually like Comfy Hawlucha, especially because of the option to Max Quake. Swampert is a really good option here. Is it? Let me think. I mean, what, Altaria? Altaria is pretty much anti Venusaur Torkoal because of the fact that it is Cloud 9. Glastrier is really strong if I can let it get set up. Probably Swampert again. Right? I think that makes the most sense. Hawlucha Comfy is a good... Do I want to lead with these two, though? I could just lead with Swampert. Do I expect Rillaboom? I don't really. That's the thing. Like, do I expect... I'm going to save it. I think, worst case, I can swap out from Hawlucha to Swampert if they lead something like Regieleki. And then, yeah, if they lead Regieleki or like some electric type without Rillaboom, I do feel pretty safe going for Trick Room turn 1. But yeah, this team is very anti... This is actually really tricky. I'm gonna Draining Kiss into Hawlucha. It honestly might make more sense. Actually, no. I'm going to Trick Room. And I'm going to swap out to Swampert. Because what I think it might actually be safer, or not safer, smarter to max Swampert. Because Regieleki, goes for an electric attack, and then Blaziken's going to protect. Because of the fact that, like, Hawlucha is such a strong threat to Blaziken. So if I can get a free Trick Room off with Swampert. Okay, so they're just going to max. What am I afraid of with them maxing? They're going to max. Please be a Lecky. Oh, God. Imagine if they had maxed a Lecky and targeted Swampert. I would have been so happy. But yeah, the Blaziken makes sense. I do expect to max Guard. I think that actually makes the most sense. They're not... Okay, so they're going to go for an Electro Web. It's going to single target into Comfy. Comfy is going to take that decently well. I max Knuckle into, hopefully, into Swampert. Yep. Swampert is going to, yikes, take a fair bit. Yeah, because of the crit. And now, what I can do is I can Floral Healing into Swampert, and I can actually max it, which isn't isn't something I've done before, because I feel like the Regieleki at this point is forced out. I can't. What, most Regielekis don't carry a non-electric attack. So I guess the fear. What the fear is, if they have Rillaboom. But we can Floral Healing into Swampert and Max Geyser into Blaziken. I don't know. The fact that they went for Max Knuckle turn 1 is a very aggressive read. They also didn't switch, which also is very aggressive. They're probably going to target into Comfey, and let's see. This does let me also bring out Glastrier pretty safely. Interesting. They are staying in. They are staying in, and they're not protecting. So we do get the Max Geyser off. They might double target into Comfey with like a Max Quake, but yeah, so we do over half with Max Geyser. And yeah, I'm guessing a Thunderbolt and some other attack into Max Knuckle once again into Swampert. Swampert eats that up, and then Thunderbolt from Regieleki into Comfey. Oh, Comfey also has... Oh, Reflect Regieleki. Oh, so it screens. But I mean, obviously, Reflect doesn't really matter when I'm using 2 special attackers. Yeah, so I'm actually not worried about Regieleki at all. I'm going to then... I'm honestly fine just to Floral Healing into Swampert again and go for another Max Geyser into Blaziken. They're going to withdraw. Let's see if it's Rillaboom. They're going to bring in Altaria, which actually, yeah, that makes sense, because they want to neutralize the effect of the rain. And they're going to Max Guard. Very smart. So now... I could... But their Blaziken's max is going to be over. And I still have 1 turn left, so I can pretty safely, deal with their Blaziken with Max Geyser, and then swap out from the Swampert into what's it called? Into Glastrier, right? Because there should be... How many turns of Trick Room are left? There are 2 turns left. I think at this point, let's just bring out Glastrier, and then let's just go for a Max Geyser. I could Max Quake. I'm going to Max Quake for the special defense boost. Because, yeah, given the fact that it's no longer max, this should one-shot it, and this will help Glastrier live a hit from Altaria. And then, they're going to... Okay, so they're going to switch out, and they're going to bring out Rillaboom. Okay. So now we know their last is Rillaboom. We're going to be able to Max Quake into it for a special defense boost, and then that's going to let me protect... Rillaboom does have Fake Out, so that is a little bit tricky. Yeah, because we're going to get... a little bit of chip. Every little bit of chip counts. I think then... They've used their max. Hawlucha does... Okay, so they're going to Hurricane, hoping for the confusion, I'm guessing. Hawlucha into the Rillaboom makes me pretty confident. And this is going to help Comfey. There is 1 turn of Trick Room left. But do they predict? That's the question. Do they predict the Protect on Swampert and Fake Out into Glastrier? I'm going to still Icicle Crash into Rillaboom, and I could just switch out to Hawlucha. That's not a bad switch. Yeah, I'm going to switch out to Hawlucha. It's not the most physically bulky, which is a little bit scary, but I'm also not... Let's see. I might end up just foddering it. Okay, so you're going to switch out Altaria. You're going to bring out Regieleki, which is... so let's see. Are you going to... You're going to Grassy Glide. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Because now Icicle Crash connects. Great. This should take out the Rillaboom, or it does not. Mm, I could, yeah, I have to sack Hawlucha here, and I want to I want to play it safe. I'm gonna close combat into Rillaboom because I don't want to risk a miss, and I'm going to dig. I'm gonna dig into Regieleki. I forgot they have screens up. So what if they? I need them to go for light screen, and let me get the dig off. Oh, they're just gonna Electro Web, which is smart. Hawlucha is going to go down. But if we can get rid of Rillaboom with Glastrier, then I'm not super worried. They're going to knock off onto Glastrier, which is totally fine. They're going to get rid of my Lumberry. We're going to get the close combat off, and that's going to let us safely bring out Swampert once again. And then it's what? Swampert versus Altaria Regieleki. And then I still have the special defense boost on Glastrier, and it does have an attack boost. So this is a really good position to be in. Their Regieleki can't touch Glastrier or touch Swampert. So I can. What is a smart play? Swampert is bulky enough. Oh wait, they have Blaziken? I thought Blaziken fainted. Oh, this changes things a lot. We're gonna protect Glastrier. And we're going to Scald into the Blaziken slot. Yeah. What? I need them to... Okay, so they're going to withdraw. They're going to bring out Altaria. That's fine. I need them to not protect with Blaziken, and I need them to try and... Okay, so they're not protecting with Blaziken. I'm guessing they're going to Flare Blitz into Glastrier. They're going to, Flare Blitz into Glastrier. Perfect. Let's see if Scald takes it out. I need Scald to take out this Blaziken. And, Swampert coming in clutch. Great. Cool. So now, now it is just Glastrier and, not Glastrier, it is just Altaria and Regieleki. So I actually feel really good because they cannot, as far as I know, pick up a double knockout. Because I don't think a Thunderbolt from Regieleki should KO a +1 Glastrier, and then Swampert should not go down to an Altaria attack. And even if they, they would need a double knockout here, versus we can just safely Icicle Crash into Altaria and then Earth Power into Regieleki. The Regieleki could go for Light Screen. What, is that? No, yeah. That makes sense. Cool. So... glad we were able to show off the team some more, particularly the fact that Torkoal Venusaur, even though it's so prevalent, I'm glad we were able to show off a different mode. I am a little bit curious, and I think that really played a huge part. So yeah, it was Lumberry, Blaziken, which makes sense, Speed Boost, Thunder Punch. Yeah, actually really nice tech. I feel like this team is very oriented around beating... what is it called? Torkoal Venusaur, because you do have things like Cloud9, you have Roost, you have Hurricane, Perish Song, which is definitely a cool option, but not something my opponent could go for. Tapu Koko with Electric Surge strictly to make it so things can't fall asleep. I do like that. I think that is a niche for Tapu Koko over something like Regieleki, is the fact that it does have that electric terrain from the bat, and you can get rid of any sort of sleep effects. Then Grassy Surge on Rillaboom. Yeah, Assault Vest makes sense. Very, very standard there. Brick Break is interesting, but I mean, we are running it also on Swampert, so totally understand. And then what they have for Urshifu, Water, yeah, also standard. Like Light Clay Regieleki was really cool. And then, yeah, Rising Voltage, Electroweb, they could not touch Swampert, which worked out really well, and I'm glad that I ended up bringing Swampert. Yeah, nice. So, not sure if I'm going to use this team tomorrow. There are a couple cool ones that I want to play around with at some point. So, yeah, let's just kind of take it by ear. I'll figure something out and see you all then. And until then, I hope all of you are wonderful.